Good evening and welcome to game number 1 of a best out of 3 between WhA and Kaipi to decide which one of these two teams is going to be getting an invite to Dreamhack Winter 2012, which is one of the most prestigious LAN tournaments to be at, and we are going to see which one of these two teams is going to be getting it. The other team, the team that loses, is going to go home with nothing, but they still have a chance to participate in the third and last online qualifier, which is going to be happening on Sunday. So this is the second online qualifier so far, with the first one resulting in Scary Faces taking the first invite home, and we will see them on Dreamhack if they manage to get the funds to get there, of course, because they still have to pay for the trip themselves, which is actually quite of an issue with these teams that are participating here, as both of these teams do not have a sponsor. So it might be a bit difficult for them to get there, but they still want to get that invite because it's still a pretty nice title to be having. At least that you're going to be able to get there or you're going to be able to participate if you can go there. But let's see what the pawns will be on the board for this game. It is not going to be a Darkseer, no Wisp, no Bounty Hunter, and no Undying. All four actually being banned out there with Batrider. The first pickup for WhA Asian. Let's see how Kaipi is going to respond, of course. We still have the Rubik, we still have the Jakiro in. All two heroes that we have seen plenty of times before, just like the Templar Assassin. Though Templar Assassin is, of course, a mid-hero that you don't want to have against that Batrider, because Batrider is a strong counter to the Templar Assassin. Though, if you don't pick up the Templar Assassin now, then you're probably going to give that away to your opponent. So there's going to be a Rubik pickup by Kaipi still. Is it going to be the Jakiro or is it going to be something else here? It is going to be something else. It's going to be a Tidehunter. So that will be the case. Team fight on the side of Kaipi, and we're going to see if WhA Asian wants to go for that. Well, for the Jakiro and for the TA. If they want to do it, they can, because then you can have a Batrider being solo long lane with a solo mid for the TA and a tri/dual lane with the Jakiro and something else. But it's going to be a Disruptor that gets picked up by WhA Asian. The start of some team fight being picked up for them. And a support as well, that we have seen Disruptor solo mid before. So I'm not expecting that, but I just wanted to point that out. Of course, there's been some well-known personalities in the Dota 2 scene that have been playing that Disruptor solo mid. So let's see what WhA Asian has got in store for us. I'm quite surprised that we haven't seen Jakiro just yet. Of course, support that has been played very often, but it's going to be a Chaos Knight that's going to be picked up here. So interesting to see, as well, that's probably going to be a dual lane Disruptor Chaos Knight. It's an okay lane. Disruptor goes well with a lot of heroes. There's not really any well, you can glimpse someone back in for a Chaos Knight to reality rep back in, so you can't really run away from that combination. That's probably the main strength of that combination, with the kinetic field there, of course, as well as the stun. It's a lot of disable coming off from there. Jakiro will still be picked up though, but on the dire side, Jakiro is going to be supporting there, which makes us still think like Tidehunter can go solo off lane, Rubik can go solo mid, and Jakiro is a support. We know that Jakiro is going to be having a support, played as a support. We don't know yet if Rubik or Tidehunter is going to be part of a tri-lane, or if they're indeed going to be having that solo lane. It will be all left up for grabs as the TA gets banned out, as well as the Venomancer and the Chen and Shadow Fiend and the Queen of Pain. They're really not wasting any time with this. We still don't know what Kaipi is really going to do with their lineup. While WhA Asian is a bit more clear, even though there's of course plenty of heroes still left to go into the jungle with, so we might see an Enigma still being picked up by WhA Asian if they want to go with the Disruptor Chaos Knight dual lane, and then just have someone in that jungle. Or maybe they want to send Batrider in the jungle, also a hero that can do that. And last ban is going to be the Enchantress, only leaving the Enigma there for a jungle hero if WhA Asian wants to pick him up, and if they don't, maybe Kaipi wants to pick him up. But having said that, I mean, then they would have to have a solo mid Rubik and a long lane Tide. And to be fair, personally, I don't really like long lane Tide, because he is gonna be level 6 like really late, and you want it to be level 6 fairly early to get that Ravage off and to be able to take team fights, and especially if you also have a Brewmaster on your team, and then you have you need both of them level 6 and just own those team fights. Windrunner is going to be picked up by WhA Asian, so that's going to be their long lane solo. Batrider that indeed mid. They could still pick up the Enigma if they want to, or maybe they can still decide to go on a tri-lane well, whatever, to be fair. They can pick up any kind of hero that they still want, have got the whole map open, whole pool open, apart from, of course, the bans that have already been done and the picks that have already been done. Logical for that. So they can just pick up what they like to play. Maybe they like to have a bit more disable, even though they have got quite a lot. But Leshrac would be a good pickup still, of course. If you have then a tri-lane with the Disruptor, Chaos Knight, Leshrac. Also takes down towers fairly fast. But they could also go for a bit more team fight. Like, they have got a bit of team fight with the Disruptor there, but with the Tidehunter and the Brewmaster on the other side, there's just more team fight on KP for now. So maybe they want to just get that, maybe Enigma, maybe Sand King could be a possibility as well. I mean, if you get a Kinetic Feed, Static Storm, Epicenter in the midst of all of that, that is going to be pretty painful for the opponent team, and they can't get away from that one. But they go for something else, also for a tri-lane. Also for a bit of more team fight, I guess I can call that, with Keeper of the Light will be picked up here to complete the lineup for WhA Asian. Last pickup from KP, gonna be done now. They still have a lot of time left into their bonus time also though, so no rush for them, unless they of course already know what they want to pick and just want to get the game, because it has been said that KP has got maybe not enough time to finish it today. Well, I'm hoping that they have, but we will find out. At least we'll see game 1 first and see how it goes from there. As the last pick from KP, what is it gonna be? It will kind of depend. I mean, what are they gonna play the Rubicast? That's basically the question. How are they gonna play the Tidehunter? Is it gonna be a long lane solo? Is it gonna be a mid hero? It can be so many things right here. That is really. Oh, I would like to see a Bounty Hunter. I just say that. Bounty is banned out. Oh, that's a shame. Okay. Well, then I don't really care. Nah, let's see what they're gonna pick up. They have a minute left. Even if they already know what they're gonna be picking up, they could be taking this time to decide, like, how are they gonna lane it, how are they expecting the opponents to lane it, and how are they gonna counter that, what are they gonna do. Maybe already some timings being worked out about when to gank, where to gank, who to gank. Stuff like that being worked out right now. Could be the case. It will be Invoker that gets picked up by KP, so that will be their mid hero. They're gonna be up against that Bat Rider, should be able to stay alive at least. And it will then be Rubik probably on a supporting role together with the Jakiro and the Brewmaster, with the Tidehunter being on the solo long lane. And we will see how they're going to be dealing with that. It will mean that, I mean, Rubik Brewmaster is a pretty solid combination. I mean, you can telekinesis the target, Ice Bat there as well in case is needed, and Brewmaster can just take that time that the target is up in the air to walk up to the target, land the clap after that, and that might be a very good start to take away, to take a kill if they can do that. At the same time, it is going to be the lane that's going to be against that Windrunner. That will not be all too easy, because of course Windrunner will have her Windrun. But if you can telekinesis her when she is having the Windrun, that will be pretty good. But that will all depend on time. It will depend on the Nino, who is apparently playing the Windrunner once again, as we're waiting for the last one to get picked up. Switching overlays are ready to see the entire map as soon as it comes up. There we go. We have gotten instantly a pulse coming off from KP, but let's see for who's playing what on the side of WhA Asian first. It's gonna be Cried Asia, who's gonna be playing that Chaos Knight, Hip Hop Not Pop on the supporting role of the Disruptor. We're gonna see RMC, who's actually called Streber in this one, is gonna be playing the Keeper of the Light. The Nino, like I said, is a stand-in for this game, stand-in for the entire evening so far. Gonna be playing that Windrunner with Crit, of course, on one of his lately signature heroes, I would say. It's gonna be playing that Bat Rider for WhA Asian, as a pause comes off and directly an unpause and a pause again, and pauses, and they are not sure what Twilight Die is doing, as he is standing in the fountain by himself. So let's see for KP was playing what. So we have Rubik being played by Twilight Die, and and it was Fata on his Invoker, who is riding Noob and landing arrows on the minimap towards that Rubik. Nice. So yeah, that's gonna be Fata on his Invoker. We see Dota Zero, who's actually Plus, who we have been seeing stand in for a lot of teams lately. His original team is actually Ubelst, but it's Plus who's playing the Tidehunter. It will be Tsar who's playing his Brewmaster, with last but not least, it will be Barbar playing the Jakiro. And that will be the entire lineup for KP as everybody is moving towards this area, because this is where the party is at. Look at them, they are actually gonna come in from the back because they are the most important person. Look at that! Kalash mid on, Kalat first, Ice Path, Chaos Knight is in trouble, lands at 2 seconds out upon that Brewmaster though, Illuminate going through, Char getting shackled there as well, right clicks going on, and it will be the first blood going to Windrunner by killing off the Char, and now Tidehunter on the run, having 3 stacks, 4 stacks now on the Jakiro, 4 stacks on the Tidehunter from the sticky Napalm, and it is realization that has the favor in this first encounter. Shackle being less than the Evoker as well. Illuminate going through, more right clicks to hit. Pilot die pops himself a Salve, will be staying alive. 1-0, and it looked to be so good from the start for KP with that Ice Path landing there, but that Disruptor, the Shackle, the Windrunner, the 2-second stuns. The 2-second stun coming off in the case, and I mean that's lucky, right? But that was the killer of Fortzar on this Brewmaster, and yeah, of course, Fada saying, "Go remake, we have some bugs." I mean, you know, you gotta give him credit for trying, I guess. But it's invisibility rune also for the Batrider, so that will be a bit more trouble for Fada as. Well, right now he'll find it out. He already is missing some life, but of course he has got his magic stick, and Batrider will spam out his sticky napalm. In the meantime, it will be aggressive trialing for aggressive trialing on this bottom lane. So this will mean that the Dire team has to be very aggressive to be able to make this work. They are up against a Chaos Knight who can land 2-second stuns apparently with a Disruptor. It's a very hard team to gank because if you try to, or to be aggressive on, if you try to be aggressive, you're having the risk of getting stunned, getting glimpsed back into range of a tower, getting shut down by a kinetic field, and of course you're always going to have blast going through you from the Illuminate, from the Keeper of the Light. So that's a pretty difficult situation to be in. We're going to see how they're going to be doing though. They need to get some kills in order to make this lane work, and they're going to find the Keeper of Light there. Ice Path is going to hit. They're going to be more no telekinesis. They're actually going to be just clearing out these creeps. Illuminate going to go off. Kinetic field locks in too. Illuminate going through. Right click. Telekinesis up on this Chaos Knight though. 1 second stunned only this time. Ice Path will still land. Pilot die on the way out. Reality Rip back in, and one more hit, and Chaos Knight picks it up. The kill. Glimpse back in on the Jakiro, want to go for more, no more mana left on the Chaos Knight though. Brewmaster, not knowing what to do, is going to be backing out as well, of course. I mean, he's got his mana, but he is just not tanky enough to be taking on 2 versus 3. Not really ideal. Another kill going in the bottom lane then, leaving WhA in favor of this game so far. Crits in the middle lane, Elizabeth Rider 9 for 2. Invoker going for, of course, Quas first to be getting that extra survivability, 7 for 1. Actually not doing all too bad considering he doesn't have a Blades of Attack, which is normally the case, but he did pick up now an Exort to be throwing out some more right clicks, and more powerful right clicks. To be getting those last hits a bit more securely, but Fada definitely not doing bad in this mid lane so far. On the top lane, just discussing it shortly, it will be the Tidehunter on the safe lane. I like this, giving him some fast level, a lot more faster than I was expecting him to be getting them. He's level 3 right now, up first the Windrunner level 3 as well. Windrunner 7 for 3, with the Tidehunter being 8 for 3, so very even as I jump back to the bottom lane. Because this is where the action is going to be happening. This is where the Dire side needs to be aggressive. I mean, yeah, if you can get your Brewmaster to continuously freeform, that will of course be nice, but at the same time, you have your supports continuously stealing experience because they can't go in the jungle and pull. And we have got, of course, the supports from the Radiant team able to pull 1 second stun, landing on the Brewmaster. Ice Path will be there though, Kinetic Field as well, Telekinesis stun, Fade Bolt. Not going to be able to do anything, and it's Star that has to back off, still has a Salve, of course, will be able to be okay. And now with this ward, with this rune spot, or sorry, with this creep spawn warded, they will be able to keep the lane a bit in their favor. But like I said, I mean, they have to have more than that. They have to have kills. I've been saying it since like Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane. Apparently, since last weekend, everybody started doing it, or at least for the games that I casted, it normally didn't really happen. Everybody wanted to be safe with their farms and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll discuss it in a second. But it's been happening more often, and the only way it can work out is if you can win the lane, not just play even, because if you play even, then your opponents are going to get more experience than you are, purely because you are on the same lane with 3 people the entire time. At the same time, mid lane, Favor got put into WhA's court once again by Batrider, taking down the Invoker. We're still going to be here, the Reality Rift back in. Jakiro, 1 second stun, still lands an Ice Path, but will go down. 1 more hit needed, and Keeper of Light picks it up. Hit pop, not pop though, gonna take a lot of damage from that clef from the Brewmaster, who has to back out now again. There is still mana up on this Chaos Knight, has a Chaos Bolt, landed, 2 second stun, right clicks to go off, more right clicks, Thunderstrike as well, and that will be Star going down once again. It is Brewmaster that goes down, Disruptor picking up the kill. And now 5-0 in favor of WhA Asian. We must not forget though that Kaipi has a lineup which is very level dependent. Brewmaster needs level 6 for his ultimate. Tidehunter needs level 6 for his ultimate. Jakiro's not that level dependent I guess, but Rubik still is very level dependent. He needs to get that spell steal up, otherwise he's not all too useful. An Invoker of course very level dependent, which is why he's normally in that middle lane to get those spells up, to get those powerful spells up, even though we now already went down once. 12 for 2 and 25 for 7 on the Batrider since the last time we checked. Batrider has been getting a lot more right clicks, last hits on this middle lane. In the meantime, top lane, Windrunner 21 for 5 with 24 for 5 on Tidehunter, still very even as we have a gank going up. They smoked up, they need to get this kill. Cold Snap going off there, Telekinesis there as well. Firefly's already there, but Ice Pad lands. Stun right back in. Is there going to be enough? Sunstrike is going to try to help out, but the right click will actually do the job. It will be Invoker that picks up the last hit. And that is so very needed for Kaipi. They need to get these kind of pickups, they need to get these kind of kills and leave their heroes to farm in the lane to get those experience. Brewmaster level 3 still, with the Chaos Knight being level 5, so massive level difference there as well. As Chaos Knight was already looking for a Reality Rift already, already looking to dive past that tower, knowing that he would have the advantage if he indeed decided to do so, even though now Jakiro will be there again to help out Sarah on his Brewmaster. TP back in from the Batrider in the middle lane, has got himself a bottle. 900 gold up on the Invoker, who could buy his phase boots if he wants to have those right now, which wouldn't be a bad idea to be fair. We have actually got the Rubik in the base. Wanted to get some more experience and mana. He's actually going to rotate towards the top lane, helping out the Tidehunter, who is level 6 and could try to get a kill on this Windrunner. But Windrunner, of course, I mean, she's level 6 as well. Power Shot will not hit on pass here, so that's a good thing for him. But we'll see how they're going to do if when Rubik reaches that lane. He's of course walking there. Second coming off from the Brewmaster. That will leave me some time to drink something because I am thirsty. Gonna need water. And for the people that just tuned in, this is the finals for WhA Asian versus Kaipi. Best out of 3, game number 1 for the Dreamhack Winter Online Qualifier number 2. And one of these two teams is going to be getting that invite. And they both want it, and the loser goes home with nothing at all. Well, you can say I got second in the Dreamhack Qualifier for the Online Qualifier as number 2. Boo-hoo. Woohoo. Yay. You want the invite, that's what you want to win. Well, we'll see if they're going to be able to do that, or who's going to be able to do that, because one of these teams is going to be able to do this. Let's see though. Batrider resumed the game. We have a go again, and we have got the rune not on the bottom lane but on the top lane, and Crit will pick it up because it is now about the 6-minute mark, and that will mean that all the wards have run out. This one is almost going to disappear as well, which will mean that maybe Disruptor is going to be pulling a bit, perhaps. 2 heroes now mid lane. Keeper of Light actually rotating there. It's going to come in from the side. Going to be able to throw it in the Illuminate there if he wants to do it like that. Probably does. Picked up a ward there as well. We have got Rubik coming in from the back. We're going to check that out. Fatebolt going through. Gush landing. Shackle lands on the Rubik though. Well, no more mana for the Tidehunter. And the Power Shot actually almost kills on the Tidehunter. Windrunner now. Here comes the Batrider. Lasso on the Tide. Tide is not going to be able to survive. This one goes down, and now Paula Die is going to be in some trouble. Batrider just flying over the top. 3 stacks of sticky napalm, and that's gonna be the end of that one. And we'll start out as a gank on the Windrunner. Turn out to be a double kill. Well, 2 kills. Oh, it was actually, no, it was not a double kill. Sorry, Creep got the one on the Tide. But it was 2 kills going the way of WhA Asian once more, as we have got now dual lane versus dual lane on this bottom lane. Sorry, actually leaving for now. I mean, he can't get last hits there anyway. He needs to get his HP back up. He's got 300 gold. He's got 18 last hits so far. In the meantime, middle lane, Keeper of the Light is actually staying around here by himself. Throwing out some Illuminates, of course staying here because he wants to get some levels too, and so far they can just do this, rotate the lanes a bit. Windrunner actually went back to base to get himself healed up, of course, got himself some phase boots, building towards the mechanism, and is looking very good for WhA Asian, even though, like I said, I mean, team fights is what Kaipi has more than WhA Asian, and one team fight could turn everything around. But they need to have those team fights, and for that they need to have the Tide, and the Tide is by himself still on the top lane, level 7 now, up for his Batrider level 8. who has his lasso again in 17 seconds. 3 heroes on the bottom lane again still. Rubik and Jakiro level 4 and level 3. Not working out for them so far. Disruptor level 5, Chaos Knight level 6. And the Windrunner, bottom lane now, in the jungle. Level 8. Gotta check out the 8-minute rune, which is not gonna be there. But it's gonna be on the top lane, Illusion rune. Nobody picks it up just yet. 4 heroes rotating down to the bottom lane. They were walking past the dire ward though, so they see them moving there. Jakiro hiding inside the jungle. And they will be able to push the lane back out, or at least to harass them back if they need to. TP incoming. Is the Invoker coming back in? Kinetic Field. Sunstrike gonna help out. Chaos Knight, you're dead already. And it's gonna be more that's gonna be happening. Brewmaster still level 5 though. Will there be a glimpse? No. Bedrider lands a lasso. It's gonna be on the Jakiro. There's gonna be a lot of flames as well. The Shackle. Jakiro is gonna be picked up there. Keeper of Light picking up the last hit. It's gonna be Fire Stack, Sticky Napalms, Rubber right click, Pile Die goes down. Bedrider picks him up. And now Brewmaster looking for more. Is he going to be able to do something? I don't think so. He's still level 5. Shackle was not latching. Windrunner actually landing a lot of harassment on there, but Tidehunter coming in too late. No Ravage in that fight, and only 1 kill for KP on that bottom lane. It was, of course, the Chaos Knight, which is nice to get, but they lost to Jakiro and they lost to Rubik 2 for 1. And Chaos Knight is just going to continue farming on this middle lane right now, and I'm actually gonna switch back to net worth because Reality Ref back in, and there's the invisibility. Nice one, had it ready or just invoked it real fast, and Invoker gonna be safe. Sara getting glimpsed back, still lands a clap up. We'll be back to where he came from. Which of course, if you're seeing an initiate on yourself as the disruptor, just link back to target. And he was a Brewmaster at level 6, so he wanted to get that kill. Illuminate will go through. Then he feels pretty safe, of course, because he has got his ultimate, but he's gonna get locked inside a kinetic field. Here comes Chaos Knight as well, and there's the ultimate. He needed to do that before this Tornado up on that Chaos Knight, and he actually has to back out, I think, because there's too many heroes around him. 3 versus 1, he won't be able to do anything, and the Earthbounder will be safe there, as he just sends more harassment through on this bottom lane, and there he is back to his normal self. Wasted his ultimate. Well, I can't say wasted. Use this to get away, to stay alive. In the meantime, top lane is going to be Bedrider. Is it Bug? No, he's just still flying here. It's just hanging still. It's very confusing to look at because he's flying still, but he's, yeah, looks like he's stuck. Anyway, Parasite going through. Tidehunter still, of course, has his Ravage, which he hasn't used yet. We have Die around here as well, still level 5. Tier 1 tower bottom is going to be getting harassed in the meantime. Brewmaster as well as the Jakiro cannot do anything against that. Still no Macropire to harass. Icepet will still be there though. But is it going to be enough? Kinetic Field TP in from the Invoker. Static Storm there though. 4 seconds stun on the Invoker. Thunderstrike as well. Invoker, Illuminate going through, taking a lot of damage there. Uses his stick charges. It will be the Keeper of Light and the Disruptor that goes down. Invoker and Brewmaster both getting 1 kill. 2 seconds stun. Invoker goes... No! Invoker stays alive! 30 HP left, and it was the Chaos Knight that dies first! Brewmaster getting the last hit. 3 for 0. Good TP in coming off from the Invoker, managing to turn that push around. Still not using the Ravage for that, by the way. Meantime, Tier 1 tower is getting harassed. Batrider, of course, being there. Pilot will try to do what he can to push the lane back, or pull the lane back rather. Make sure the creeps are no longer attacking that tower. Make sure that also therefore Crit cannot attack the tower anymore without getting harassed by the tower itself. Reality Raft back in. Is there gonna be a stun? No, no stun. They didn't have an ultimate though. Too much riskiness with the TPs able to come in. Let's see what these people are building so far. Disruptor doesn't have that much. Has of course been part in 5 kills out of the 9. Has only died once himself. As it looks like KP is getting back on that horse, so to speak. Is no, got 5 kills tonight. Only 4 kills difference. Really isn't that much. But it's still the Batrider and the Windrunner that are just doing so well on the gold. With actually Chaos Knight not doing as well as I thought he would. Brewmaster getting ahead of the Chaos Knight gold-wise. Of course, Chaos Knight now died twice, and Brewmaster also died twice, but he died earlier, so that kind of means a bit less. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see. They're fairly even still though. But yeah, see what they're building. We have Chaos Knight picking up his threads, picking up a bracer, of course going for drums, of course, as well as the armlet at some point. Bedrider, 900 gold, wants of course to go for his Blink Dagger, doesn't have it yet, doesn't have the gold for it yet, building towards it still. We have Windrunner, and like we already saw, building towards the mechanism, has got our phase boots complete. Tidehunter, curious to see how he's doing. He's not doing too bad on the gold. Net worth wise, but of course he wants to have more. He of course wants to go for a Blink Dagger as well at some point, maybe to get that initiation going, because they don't really have a search like last game. or anything else that can initiate or can help him initiate. Of course, they've got the Brewmaster, which also wants to go for a Blink Dagger and is going to get it in 400 gold's time. As they are having 4 heroes now on this bottom lane, and it looks like they want to make a statement. Come team fight us. We have got a Ravage, we've got a Brewmaster ulti, or we're going to take your tier 1 tower. Looks like Keeper of Light will try to do what he can to stop it from happening. Illuminate, of course, helping out there a lot. Tidehunter sticking around there just in case. We only have supports here though, Disruptor as well as the Keeper of Light, because in the meantime TP's, oh, they gotta come out, they want to try to fake this. Tornado going up, Bed Rider with the haste rune though will be fast enough, as well as of course the Chaos Knight already backing out, and the TP's are wasted in the meantime. The Radiant still destroys the tower on the top lane, with the Windrunner being able to be there, and it is a Brewmaster that gets harassed here. Collapse wants to go. Keeper of Light is getting stunned. Breath, and it will be Brewmaster ultimate being used. Stick charges helping out. Will it be enough though? Is there gonna be another stun? 1 second to go for another stun. Keeper of Light actually summoning someone towards him. Mechanism being used. Windrunner here now as well. Now Brewmaster, you are in deep trouble, and he has to back out. 2 second stun. Shackled. Tsar, you are a goner. Keeper of Light picking up the kill, getting revenge. And that is not the way to be going if you are the Brewmaster. And at the same time, the Tidehunter did not want to stick around. I don't blame him for that one. And Jakiro, of course, also already backing out there, and he is back here in this mix, and he wants to help out, pushing back this tower. 2 second stun landing. Nice shackle also. Invoker still taking a lot of damage from the Static Storm. Will go down. Disruptor picking up the kill. Gush still lands to send him on his way, send the Windrunner on his way. Still the tower getting harassed. Our tier 1 tower looking to be in trouble. Still only 2 people defending there now, with the Brewmaster coming back, but he doesn't have an ultimate. He has 1800 gold, still a long way from, or not a long way, but some way from his Blink Dagger. Ice Pad landing on the Chaos Knight, just harassment for now, as the tower is in the eye range if they want to do it. In the meantime, top lane is entirely open. Mid lane is being occupied by the Rubik as well as by the Bed Rider, as Rubik just managed to steal the sticky napalm. Very annoying if you're a Bed Rider yourself, getting harassed by your own spell, but oh well. Tower goes down, second tower, third tower in the game going down, second tower going down on KP's side. Of course, tier 1 tower here already went down as well on the side of WhA. So now 1 tower in favor of WhA, as they have got the favor of the gold grab as well. Around 7k gold in favor right now, as it's 11 to 5, 6 kills in favor. With Keeper of the Light as well as the Chaos Knight running into some heroes. Oh, Chaos Knight? Sorry, Keeper of the Light, gonna be fine. Gonna be fine. And at this moment, I would think that KP would need to get their advantage. I mean, they don't have one of those hard carries that you normally want to have your late game with. So you kind of need to have, you kind of need to be fighting those team fights right now. That's what they're built around. But they're taking a long time to get those main items up, with now Brewmaster having his Blink Dagger. That will help out a lot. And of course, we as Asian, they know what they're up against. They know there is a team fight lineup, and they are gonna make sure that if there's gonna be a team fight, they determine where and when and how and who, so that they still have the favor of the fight. But it all comes down to positioning, of course, as well as getting those items up that you need to have, like those Blink Daggers. We have a 4-staff being built up by the Windrunner, whose mechanism is now complete. 4-staff also built up by the Invoker, with the smoke up on the Jakiro. Has got boots and not that much else, but of course he's being a support, so no real surprise there. Chaos Knight has got his drums complete, so let's see how fast he's going to be getting his armlet, which is, for my opinion, the next item to go for the Chaos Knight. We'll find out though, as we have 3 heroes in the mid lane for KP. The Tidehunter, 500 gold up on him, picked himself up some mana boots, so he at least can throw out his Ravage when he wants to, and not being out of mana like he was another time. Keeper of Light picking up a Robe of the Magi, probably wants to be going for a... No, doesn't want to be going for drums. His teammate already has a drum, so no, he still picked up drums. There's now 2 drums, both on the Horseman. Aha, interesting. Brewmaster has his ult again, wants to try to go for a fight. Blinks into safety though, as soon as he noticed that he doesn't have the favor for this fight anymore. And it looks like, well, there's only 1 hero farm, and that's the Rubik. And they're just looking for the kills, they're just looking for the fights. Ice Pad lands on the Windrunner here, Cold Snap as well, Meteor as well, Blinking Clap, and that will be a kill. Invoker picking up the last hit. Those kind of kills they need to have. With the mobility that they have, they can do that. They deny the mid tower, so no more tier 1 towers for KP. But still 2 tier 1 towers on the side of WhA, still 2 towers ahead for WhA right now. Experience graph, by the way, also 5k in favor of WhA. No real surprise with the amount of kills difference that they have, which is now only dropped down to 5. But at the same time, I mean, like I said, it is Kaipi that's trying to look for fights, trying to look for kills, and roaming around a bit more than WhA is. As WhA is, they're just responding to pressures that are gonna come in from Kaipi. And at the same time, Chaos Knight is just farming, just getting that experience by himself on lane, with now of course Keeper of Light also getting some experience. So they are getting more experience than Kaipi is getting, purely by the way they are playing their game right now. And this situation with no team fighting coming for a while will be able to give me some water again, because I need it, or at least my voice needs it. By the way, for the people asking, I am not dropping any frames right now. If you're experiencing any lags, please send a report to Twitch. Or also, if you don't have the options that you want for the servers with the different qualities, that's also on the side of Twitch. Windrunner, Keeper of Light going towards that top lane, pushing back the lane. Power shot will hit on the Windrunner, or hit on the Tidehunter slightly. The Illuminate hits a lot more though. Has to back off already. And Invoker instantly TP's bottom. They want to kill this Chaos Knight. Blink in, clap, right clicks. There's a Phantasm. Sunstrike not gonna hit. Ice Path not gonna hit. And this is a horse versus the Panda. I think the horse will win. And in the meantime, Disruptor, they want to go for this. There is the kinetic field. Split from the Brewmaster. Wants to turn his fight around. Is he going to be able to do it? I don't think so. No, they're going to be able to back off. At least forcing out the TP. And they're going to be finding something. But they're going to be finding it too late. And look at the position. WhA as Asian, knowing like, okay, you know what? We at least forced out that ultimate. And now they can't go anymore. Well, they still have a Ravage. If they want to fight, this Illuminate still going through. It's going to be 5 versus 4. Well, 5 versus 5 now, with Keeper of Light TPing in as well. Let's see who's going to be having the favor. With no Brewmaster ultimate, I think WhA as Asian might be slightly ahead here, especially since it will be the Tidehunter that just gets last suit here. Just walks into heroes here. Well, Sunstrike going down, but it will be the Tidehunter that's already down. Windrunner picking that one up. In the meantime, on the side, we have got a 4-second stun upon Pylite Die, who will not be able to survive that. Invoker trying to do what he can. Right clicks to go. Bedrider still goes down to the Rubik. At least does something with Illuminate that he managed to steal. Ice Path still goes down. Chaos Knight trying to find some more, as well, apparently Windrunner managed to pick himself up a Brewmaster. But like I said, I mean, and that fight didn't even have a Ravage. 2 for 1, 3 for 1 in favor of WhA as Asian, and they are going to be getting a tier 2 tower for it, I think, if they're going to continue pushing, which they are. And it is WhA as Asian that managed to take perfect control of the situation, and that was just the positioning of the Tidehunter. He was not prepared of Kaipi wanting to fight that one. And of course, from our point of view, from our way of looking at the game that we see on the minimap, like, okay, he's standing right next to a lot of heroes. He could Ravage right now and have a good initiation, but the positioning was just not there. And it's easy to say something about that from an observer point of view, but oh well. It's a lot more difficult to estimate that when you are a player. Telekinesis up on the Windrunner. Is there going to be more? Is there going to be a Gush? No Gush just yet. There's going to be a Shackle, which doesn't ledge. Now there's going to be a Gush again. Is it going to be enough though? There is no support incoming for the Nino right now, but he has a mechanism. He has a Force Staff again in 2 seconds. Glimpse back on the Tidehunter, and he will be able to stay alive. Ice Path will try to shut down anybody that's going to come from the side. Power shot to go through as well, and now 4 heroes again, and Kaipi on his middle lane, as it's 14-7 on the kills. If we look at the net worth, it is Radiant, all in favor. Windrunner, it's basically all 3 lanes. Windrunner on 1 lane, mid lane going towards the way of the Bedrider, and bottom lane going the way of Chaos Knight. So that is all the lanes won by Kaipi from now on, with the Brewmaster as well as a Tide just not really pulling it out. Not really pulling through, I should say. They do try to get some map control back though by keeping those wards up and counter warding as well, and they have got a ward here as well, but it's about to disappear. Ward from the Radiant as well. These were actually about the same time place, which is pretty funny. But yeah, they're trying to get some map control back, because that is what it's about right now. Map control, trying to find those pickups, find those fights. And even though they're not really that kind of team that wants to go for those pickups, that needs to go for those pickups, they're more like the team that wants to go for team fights. They're not getting those team fights. And that's basically their problem right now. They've got a strong team fight potential. Ravage, Brewmaster split, Macro Pyre, Fade, Bolt, everything that Rubik steals. EMP, Tornado, like everything, Meteor that they can throw out there is very powerful and very strong AoE abilities. But they have not been able to get the positioning straight, and that is kind of their problem right now. As we're gonna see if they're gonna be getting it next. It's actually 5 heroes standing around this tower, but it's not gonna be of any use anymore, as we already know that there's not going to be a fight with Chaos Knight TPing top to continue his farm for his armlet. Actually, the armlet is already complete, never mind that. He has been doing nicely on the farm, and it's going to be even 3 versus 5. If this fight is even going to happen, but I think they're going to be backing out in time. They might be able to take a tower instead, though. The 4 staff completed up on the Invoker. Rubik managed to steal Windrun. Nice one for him. 1500 gold up on him. With the Tidehunter, 1700 gold, of course, wants to get a Blink Dagger. Jakiro still has his boots, of course. Bat Rider. Then some harassment on the 4 spears of the Invoker, who pops him out again and wants to go for some pressure on the tower here. As they are now again 5 versus 5. And this is the part where they actually should not be losing team fights. If they lose team fights right now, that is going to be so bad. Power Shot going through. Illuminate going through on the side. They're fighting on multiple fronts here. They find the Jakiro. Reality Rift in. Shackle not going to last, but it's going to be enough to take him down. Or is it? Nice Ice Bat. Still goes through. It's the Tidehunter looking for a Ravage. Can't find it yet, though. Lands a gush on the Illusion. Where's the Ravage? That's the Ravage. Only hits on the Windrunner, but at least he used it this time. Flame Break still going to put a lot of damage on this Invoker. He's going to get a 3-second stun in the face and goes down. Power Shot to go through at the Shackle. Illuminate going through. Rubik goes down. Tidehunter goes down. It is a buyback from the Invoker. Now Tsar on the run, who already used his ultimate. Flame Break back. Reality Rip back in. 3-second stun. Tsar, you're gone. And it is a team wipe, and it didn't manage to get anybody in return this time. It is 5-0 with 1 buyback coming off from the Invoker, who's going back to the mid lane to farm. But as I said, they cannot afford to lose these kind of fights. And again, the positioning is just not there. The control is just not there. It seems like they're just trying to force out those fights, but not really having the control of it. And it is just we as Asian that decides, you know what, you want to fight? Okay, we'll fight, but on our own terms. And it seems like KP is kind of underestimating the awareness of their opponents, with the Jakiro already picked up before the fight even started. The initiation came from we as Asian rather than from KP, and KP just not ready to fight yet, and it shows. It shows in items, it shows in everything right now, and we as Asian just pulling ahead so much right now, especially with that last team fight. Is 12k gold in favor of we as Asian, and 12k experience for we as Asian as well. 1100 gold up on the Disruptor, with the Chaos Knight actually picked up an Ogre Club. Could he be going for a Desolator? Or maybe a BKB still? I mean, he could go for that too. And I just have to check if more people are having lag. Or more. Because I am not dropping any frames, so I'm not sure what the lag could be going to. Lasso, I hear it. I hear it. Tidehunter, 4-second stun, goes down. Keeper of Light picks up the kill with this Illuminating now. You have to back off. Is there gonna be anything else? Glimpse back on Pylai Die. Flame Break there as well. Pylai Die, you are dead more than Pi or Lie. You are just gonna die. Ha, I know, it's not funny. Kinetic Field locks back in Jakiro, and this could be turning into a GG right now. Illuminate to go through still. But KP so much at the back foot right now that I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to get back from this one. And Tidehunter is not able to pull his weight in this game. So it seems like if you are having lag, please send a report to Twitch servers, because that is going to be having that's going to be the issue. The Twitch servers, which is you get a Twitch server appointed to you every time you watch a stream, and sometimes your server is just not working properly. That's it. Illuminate to go through. It's clearing out the creep waves. It's a tier 1 tower that is still standing strong. Only one tier 1 tower going down on the side of we as Asian. And we as Asian themselves have only got one tier 2 tower left to take down for the side of KP. 1300 gold on the side of the Tidehunter. Curious to see if he still is going to be getting his Blink Dagger, or if he's just going to give up at some point just by bracers or something instead, because he dies a lot. 1400 gold on the Rubik. Picks up a smoke. They're going to be finding out some other heroes, though. Glimpse back on the Jakiro. Jakiro, I think you are pretty good dead. 4-second stun actually helps out. Power Shot from the side. And then will be Keeper of Light picking up the last hit. Keeper of Light says, can't believe that worked. That's nice. But yeah, I'm thinking KP kinda needs a lot to still turn this around. And I said it in the previous team fight, but I'm gonna say it for this one as well. If they lose the next team fight, it's gonna be over. Like maybe even if they don't get a barracks, but then they just are so much behind. I mean, if we look at the levels, oh, this is not levels. This is levels. Invoker is the only one who is fairly high up on there for the Dire, but the rest is 4 levels behind the rest. Level 15 or 3 heroes up on the Dire side. And even Keeper of the Light. Support Keeper of the Light. Of course, support that is able to get a lot of gold with its Illuminate. It has higher farm than the highest farmer of KP being the Invoker. That should not be happening. Windrunner gonna be called back to the top lane. Looks like I said, the last tier 2 tower is gonna be the target. And KP, they just are trying to find some farm, trying to find something to do. Brewmaster, of course, working towards his Aghanims. If it's gonna be finished in time, I'm not sure. Reaver, hard being picked up by the Batrider because he can. And they're just waiting for the creep wave and just gonna bash on the tower, and I don't think KP is gonna do anything to try and contest that one. 1700 gold up on the Rubik, still not buying anything with his gold. 2200 gold up on the Invoker. Maybe they're gonna be able to take a tier 1 tower in return, but I think that the TPs are gonna be forced out earlier. Actually, no, they want to defend this. Do not touch our tier 1 towers, and Disruptor's gonna be the first one in. There's gonna be Windrunner and Keeper of Light here as well, with only one left there. Is the Batrider that's still gonna throw out some harassment? 3 versus 3 fight? 3 versus 4 fight? No, 3. 3 versus 3. Stun, landing, Windrunner, harass, kinetic field there though as well. The Thunderstorm, Static Storm, Brewmaster, Shackle, Silence, Tsar, you are gonna go down with the power shot from the Windrunner. Sunstrike will still finish out the Disruptor. Illuminate going through from the Rubik Steel, who gets a 3-second stunning from the Chaos Knight and goes down to a neutral. That one, neutrals, taking him down. Shackle, not gonna latch. Fada, Reality Rift in, pops his invisibility, but there will still be flames. And stacks, and flames, and stacks, and flames. Illuminate! So close. Power shots. He is feeling so lucky right now. Firefly. Flame break. They know he's still around there. Illuminate gonna be casted, not finding anything. Fada has got stick charges, has got a TP. Tower is gone, so no longer revealed, and now he is safe. Now he should be safe. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Hey, but they got a kill. Rejoice. Rejoice indeed. BKB up on the Chaos Knight. Blink Dagger up by the Invoker. More mobility for him. Hard purchase by the Batrider though. Like the thing that they have right now, they're or at least for KP, they're trying to get more control. Of course, they're trying to get more. What's it called? Well, mobility, just to be able to well, basically control their team fights that they're gonna be doing, so they at least can get all their spells. The thing that they miss right now, or starting to miss, is the damage to take down their opponents. Like, okay, they can kill off the Disruptor. They just proved that they can kill off the Keeper of the Light as well. Windrunner possibly too. But then you have a Batrider who has a heart, 2600 HP, and you have a Chaos Knight who has an armament and a BKB. It's not gonna be easy. It is not gonna be easy, for sure. 1500 gold. The line has been kept even, which is... Oh, wait a second. Roshan. Ballsy move from KP. They still have a chance. They can take this team fight. Kinetic field. Locking in the Invoker. It will be Silence already dead. Rabbit gets used this time in time. Anchor Smash still there, but it is 3 down, 2 to go. 4 realization that they're gonna find the Tide Hunter there as well, and this is the only left alive. It is the Rubik. Pilot die. GG gets cold. No surprise there. It was their last hope, their last chance, and it didn't work out. GG gets cold, and it will be the first game going to WhA as Asian. We're gonna see a game number 2 though, because this is the best out of 3 to determine which one of these 2 teams is gonna be going to Dreamhack Winter 2012, because that is what these 2 teams are fighting for. Game number 1 going to WhA as Asian, very convincing. We will see game number 2, seeing if KP can force out a game number 3, or if it's gonna be 2-0 for We as Asian, a team that we have been following for the last 2 games, of course, as well. And we will be seeing who takes it. Who takes it indeed. Throne will explode. If you want to find out more about what the brackets were, I will be linking you that. If you want to find out more about Dreamhack, you can go to dreamhack.se. You can support me if you want to do that. You can subscribe to my YouTube, youtube.com/SheeverGaming. If you want to check out the finals of the first online qualifier, you can do it also on my YouTube channel. Actually, no spoilers. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, let's jump ourselves into game number 2 and see who's gonna be, or if there's gonna be game number 3, or who is gonna be taking home the title and the invite to Dreamhack Winter 2012. Wow, this is the worst outro ever. Let's get ourselves out of here.